Hello fellow viewers and welcome back to another epic video. Today we'll be learning how to take care of baby scorpions, but first I'd like to introduce you to Dakota, my female Asian forest scorpion. I've had her for just under 10 months and I always thought she was a male, until November the 1st, 2019, when I saw her carrying a load of just laid scorpions on her back. This was a massive shock to me, so I did what anyone in my situation would do. I went to Google. After doing my Googling, I found out many ways to look after the newborns, some saying to leave them with her and some saying to separate them. So I did both, and here is how it went. After discovering the Scorplings on the 1st of November, I decided to give them 2 weeks, just so their exoskeleton can harden up, and allow them to be able to wander the home on their own before I come and intrude. But when it came to the time and I started to look around the cave, I noticed that there was only one off. At closer examination and a bit of light poking, there was no reaction, so I placed it in a tub to keep an eye on it, and unfortunately it was dead. So when it came to examining Dakota, the scorpions looked so different to when I first saw them, and they must be so close to coming off. So I guess I'll leave them another week, just to be certain they all come off. And as you can see, they were all off and hiding behind Dakota for protection. This filled me with joy as I couldn't wait to raise these and share the journey with you. So I started with getting some small tubs with air holes and filled it with a bit of substrate and moss, and then began collecting. One by one I gathered the scorpions with a spoon and cotton bud. And place them in their new temporary home. I collected 14 and left 8 with Dakota to see how she is, and with the camera I installed in her terrarium, I kept a close eye on her. A week has gone by since taking them out, and I made sure to lightly mist the tubs every evening and give them a young cricket or mealworm every 3rd day. And so far, none of them have died in the tubs. So I went to have a poke around Dakota's terrarium and found her under the rocks, whilst the babies were all but 2 in the cave cuddling together, so they were fine. Gave them a few mealworms and started looking for the other 2. Unfortunately, another one has died, and the other has gone missing, possibly eaten in the worst case. So I left a few mealworms in the places of where it could be, but it ain't looking good for that one. Another week has gone by, and all the Scorplings are eating and drinking well, and upon observing Dakota's terrarium, I feel like I could create a more natural home for both Dakota and some of the newborns, as I do plan to keep a few. And that's when it hit me. Let's create a bioactive forest-styled terrarium, and we'll give it a name. So for those who are looking for an overall on raising baby scorpions, here's what I know. 1. Allow 2 to 3 weeks for the scorpions to come off the mother's back. 2. If you plan on selling them at all, then put them in a small tub. I used a 2" by 2" size tub, with some substrate and some moss, just for them to hide in. 3. Lightly mist the tub with some water, and feed them some small crickets or mealworms every 2 or 3 days. 4. I would provide them with a heat mat to stay warm, especially if it's the winter. 5. When they are starting to turn black or look big enough, then they are ready to move on. And thank you for watching, and join me in my next video as we create a bioactive terrarium for Dakota.